crafters, welcome into Guys Craft 2. My name is John and happy Sunday afternoon. So I hope everyone has had an amazing weekend. I hope you've had an opportunity to be online and get to watch some YouTube and kind of get caught up with the way things have been going and what's happening. And if you notice, we are in the new design studio. So excited to finally be here. Flipped some of the furniture, got a lot of stuff going on in here. We've got space now to actually get quilts up and have those on display in that. We got the lights put in this weekend. That's a whole nother story. Um, what I'm still missing is the new cameras, the new mic, all of those fun things. So that will be coming, and hopefully we'll get all that caught up soon. And so just look and expect to see some things change over the next few weeks. But anyways, excited to be here, and we are glad that you dropped in to be with us. So let's see who is in the chat tonight. Tonight, you all get to deal just with me. So y'all have to put up with me rattling on in that for an hour. I've had some amazing guests. I really enjoyed getting to be with Ray last week, and then we've had Cole on and Tasha on and Shannon. Like a whole litany of folks. I've got a couple of more scheduled between now and the end of the year, but the plan is to kind of taper down and probably look at starting the first of the year. We'll do one guest a month, maybe. Because I'll be honest, I miss having the chat. I miss seeing what you're all talking about, what's going on. Because like today, I will tell you, I have not been on YouTube today. So I missed Ian today. I missed Russ yesterday. I missed Sean. I did catch a little bit of Sean yesterday morning because I happened to be up at 4 a.m. But it's just not always conducive for me sometimes on the weekends to be able to be with you all. But hey, Miss Julie, thanks for being first in the house today. Always appreciate it. Judy's here. Welcome in, Judy. Jackie. Hey, Jackie. Katrina. Hey, Sean from Sean. Russ from Quilt Meets World. It's been one of those days, guys, I'm telling you, and I'll tell you that story in a few minutes. He says, happy spooky season. Yeah, I knew if I didn't wear my trick-or-treat shirt this weekend, right? Because next Sunday, it's November already. So if someone can explain to me why time is moving so rapidly, it's hard to believe we're almost at the holiday quilting bee. And it's like, okay, guys, I'm ready for the holiday and I'm ready to have a day off. But I'm not ready for Christmas, I can tell you. And I've got all my Christmas bought. That's what makes it worse. Katrina? Hey, Sally. Thanks for being on this afternoon. Oh, Katrina says something must be going on. There's a long log on my chat. Huh. Hopefully that'll get straightened out. It's that part is we're still using StreamYard for the moment. I am actually switching providers because I don't like some of the options on StreamYard, but StreamYard has been consistent. That's one we're using still with Nightbot. So I'm not sure what's going on, but hopefully it works itself out. Hey, Brian, welcome in. Thanks for being here. MS Quilter 24. Hey, Miss Janet. She says hello from Illinois. So all the way across. Thank you for being on this afternoon. Trina says you're all set up. We're getting there. I tell you, a day at a time, right? And here I was hoping John was going to be in costume. No, John does have some costumes. I just didn't think. I'll be honest, guys. It's been a wild and crazy weekend. Miss Quilter's here. Miss Quilter's here. Mama Jan's here. Welcome in, Mama Jan. She's sending hugs to all of us. She is such a sweetheart. I got to see her for a little bit Friday after work. Jean's here. Hey, Jean. Stitcher's here. Cute t-shirt. Thank you. I do try to be festive. I actually just bought a few Thanksgiving t-shirts, so we won't even talk about that. And I have enough Christmas t-shirts that starting December 1st, I can wear a different one every day till Christmas and still not repeat. Plus, I just made a couple of more, so we're not even going to go there. Balloonist is here from Tucson. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Oh, Katrina says it's on her end. Okay, thankfully. Not good, but good, because I was hoping uh, just trying to get set up this afternoon. Trying to get so we got new lights put in the ceiling. My partner put those in over the weekend. He was thrilled that it finally got cool enough outside. We ended up putting, I think, 12 or 14 lights in because John likes it bright. And what you all will get to see in the next few weeks. This is my sewing station. Behind me is Herbert, which is the DX4000 QVP. So I can actually sit now right here, sew, chat, uh, do some small cutting, do some pressing if I need to. What's over here behind me that you all don't see beside me is actually my heat press operation, my Cricut, and all those things that I use for applique, and of course my AccuQuilt, right? So my AccuQuilt is here, and it's in a long, what I call buffet server. It's got a lot of stuff stored in it. Behind that is the ironing station. So I actually have a full-size ironing board with my Aliso iron. So I only keep it dry all the time. But then I have my Laura Star, obviously, for steam. So that's there. I've got a big, huge cutting table here that we just put in. I've got my one station single needle setup that I use for embroidery. And then behind all of that is the long arm and then the 10 needle. And then, of course, all the fabrics, all the kits, all the bolts and that. So we'll do a tour once I get everything finalized and kind of set up. But it's just taking a little time, as you all can imagine, because we've been doing this move for quite a while. And I lucked out. Was very fortunate. One of the ladies in our quilt club was very excited to be able to purchase the other sewing desk in that I had. She'd always been wanting one. We were able to work out a very good price for her. We actually delivered it, helped set it up for her because she's just that super lady to begin with. So she was excited. That helped get that out. So then we can move the back room into the middle room. So now I've got real offices that will be set up again. And that is in the former YouTube studio. And then what used to be the long arm room, and that will now become um, a guest room actually. For so if somebody wants to come over, like my son who came last year, and I was like, yeah, here's some hotels you all might want to look at. So we'll actually have something set up where they can stay with us instead of having to go somewhere. And then what used to be my cutting room is now turning into the laser room, laser engraver, and all that with 3D printing. So he's got all that set up. 3D printer's been going really well. The laser set up, he just hasn't had a chance to even test it yet and get it going, but we will. Mm, mm. Gene says, love those quilts. Thank you. You know, the problem is I just got all this up, just got everything put up for fall, got everything put up for Halloween. And by next Sunday, I need to flip it all, and it'll probably be flipped to Christmas. I don't have as much fall stuff, but we'll see. We'll figure that out as we go along. Um, Jackie says time is moving fast. I've been in the new house for 4 months, and I still have fabric to organize. I tell you what, I'm almost getting to the point where I don't know if I'm ever going to be organized again. I so want to be. She says she likes the quilts behind me. I do too. It now gives me an opportunity to really show some things off. You know, you all had seen this quilt. It's the fabric that we bought at Myrtle Beach and that. Behind me is actually glow in the dark. It's really cool. So when the studio and that goes dark at night, it's cool to walk through and see the glow in the dark in that. And then I've got one, what I consider more fall up. But then I've got about 4 others hanging up throughout the studio, and I have a big design wall now. So it's getting there. It's just taking us some time. Stitcher says I had a coworker who had at least 2 weeks worth of Christmas sweaters that she wore to the office. I envied her storage space. Isn't that the truth? That's why I have a lot of T-shirts. More so, I don't really think I even have. I don't know if I have a Christmas sweater or not. I know I have a Christmas or Halloween sweater, but you know, here it's still in the upper 80s. It's just too hot for that kind of stuff. Carl says, hi, everyone. I'm back from Kevin's retreat in North Georgia. That is awesome. Would love to hear all about that, Mr. Carl. I will definitely be texting you to get some ideas and see what you did and what you enjoyed while you were there. Zaza Zen, she says, I'm sorry I'm late. Our clocks changed last night, so you're on an hour early. Isn't that not crazy? Because I think we don't change for another 2 weeks in the US. And then, of course, we don't ever change time in Arizona, which makes it nice, but then it flops everything for the world. So, just FYI, I will continue. My lives have always been 4 o'clock Arizona time. They will stay 4 o'clock Arizona time, mainly because we just don't change the clocks. But that means it will be different times for you all when we fall back. So when the rest of you fall back, it'll make a difference. I didn't realize. So Zaza's already fallen back, and I think we used to late in October, but not so much anymore. Just crazy. Who else? Oh, Zaza says, "What 3D printer do you have?" We have a Bamboo. We have actually, I think we have three. But the only one I know about, and the only one that he is using right at the moment, is the Bamboo. But I know he's got two others, and they all do blah 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 blah, and I can't even begin to figure out what all that means. But I just know when I ask for stuff, he does it. So that's what's cool about that. Katie, Greenland Quilter, it is so good to see you. It was so nice to be able to jump on your live yesterday. Sorry I didn't get to stay for a whole long time, but I did get to jump on and be with you for a little bit. So that was amazing. So thanks for being here. Who else? Katie, 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 Katie. Carl, yeah, thumbs up, like button. Yeah, and we're on our way up to like 2,300 subscribers. That is really cool. So we enjoy. Welcome to anyone that's new to the channel that hasn't been here before. Thanks for being here and supporting us. Russ says it's sad you no longer have words behind your head where the words could be seen when you shift your head. Yes, and sometimes they could say other things than they were supposed to if I shifted my head the wrong way. So just never know. That might come back though, right? Because I'll have to do something for spring and summer. Next week we change. Katrina says they change in a week. Katie says our time changed today here in Greenland. So currently it's only 2 hours ahead of Eastern time. So that's not too bad for you. God, I would have thought being over there would have been a bigger reach, but it's just hard to say. Mama Jan says, "What are you saying? Upper 80s? It was 57 this morning at 4:30 a.m. I put a sweatshirt on. It was freezing." Yes, I would agree. If I had been out in it, I would have. But my house stays warm. That's part of the problem living in Arizona. My house just naturally stays warm. Um, who else? All right, I think I'm caught up. All right, let me take a drink and let's get started. What's been going on? So, like I said, we got the new studio. I'm excited. We've got all that going on. Very exciting yesterday. We had to drill holes in the ceiling and all of that to put the recessed lights in. Went fairly well considering all the filth and dirt and nasty that falls out of the attic, right? So we did a lot of cleaning for that. I got up early this morning, 4 a.m. for me, and actually mopped the floors and scrubbed everything, wiped everything down, had everything put back together. He had to get up in the attic this morning while it was still cool, as Mama Jan says, 57, and put that to do finish the wiring in that. Um, it only really took him about 30, 45 minutes. He actually got the wiring done because he had done so much staging in that because it just seemed like it took forever yesterday. But anyways, worked out really well, except he missed the last step getting out of the attic and came through my ceiling onto my tin needle. And that's so then we spent the next couple of hours cleaning up that mess. And I luckily found someone off of Thumbtack that's got really good ratings that came out to take a look at it. And they're coming tomorrow to put in a new ceiling for me. So not only do I have a new studio with new lights and new everything else, also getting a partial new ceiling as well to replace the pieces that came crashing down this morning. So that was quite interesting to say the least. Um, Katie says they're still above freezing with no snow. I would think you would like that. Carl says in North Georgia it was 47. It was 89 when I got home. Yeah, there's a reason we moved to states like Arizona, Florida, those type of things, right? And I like North Georgia. You get up to Stone Mountain, Chattanooga. all of those areas. I lived up in North Augusta, next to Augusta, Georgia. Georgia's a very diverse state, right? They've got a lot to offer, but yeah, I'm not interested in the cool weather here is enough for me. And the fact that we bounce back is better. I actually thought we would stay much warmer in this winter time than we do, especially, excuse me, especially given what it looks like um, in the summertime, right? You would think if we're 115 in the summertime, it'd be reasonable. We stay at the 60s, 70s during the winter, but not so much. Zaza said, are we getting a tour? You absolutely will get a tour. As soon as we get the ceiling repaired and everything put back in place and everything set up, you will absolutely get a tour, and we will get that posted and you will get to see everything. What you will not get to see is Brian and Joydy looking at the Tula pink drawers. We are not opening those drawers. We're keeping those secret, and we're not showing how much stash John has when it comes to Tula Pink. Just saying. Um, Katrina says they're watching Melissa's track to see what's going to happen. Yeah, I bet. It's just so funny. I have not even paid any attention to some of the storms and that are out on the East Coast and that, but there's been so much going on, it seems like lately. Um, Well, Sally says she's had 50s all week and 80s during the day. See, I'm fine with that, right? I don't mind it a little cool in the morning, especially if we get the screened-in porch cleaned again. We just bought a pressure washer to do that because it desperately needs it. It actually just needs to be completely rescreened and all of that, but that's on the list. We'll see. But I love to go out in the morning, especially if I'm working from home, right? And just take my coffee and sit out there with my laptop and that for a couple hours. But right now, it's in desperate need of some attention, so I have not been able to do that this season. Zaza says, I like the idea of living somewhere tropical, but having seasons. Don't miss the seasons at all. I really thought I might miss the seasons, but I am such a coward when it comes to cold weather. I just don't like cold weather, period. So no, doesn't bother me at all that um, I don't miss it all. Not at all. Um, all right, let's see. All right, so what have I been up to this week? So I have been working on this crazy wreath um, quilt. And so this is the pattern I've been working on. I really like it. And now that I see it and now I've got it up on the design wall, it really is turning out pretty cool. But guys, it is just so big. I mean, 60 inches is a full 60 inches. So it is just like, wow. So we'll see. I have got, I think there's like 20 rows or so to do, and I have got half of it done. So I've got the rest of that to get done. I have finally gotten all the mug rugs stitched, and so I'm excited. I've got all of those embroidered. I'm going to put those together. Those are going to be a gift for my team at work. This one I did for John. It says "Let It Snow," and it was just too cute in that. I wish I'd used a lighter background. I thought that was going to be the perfect background and realized it was a little dark, but that's okay. And so while we're on the air, I think I'm going to work on these today a little bit, getting these converted, turned out versus sewing. So what else is going on? New studio. Can't even read my own writing. Like I said, you'll see some changes still coming because just for the fact that I don't have I don't have the new camera set up yet. I don't have my new microphone. I do have all the lights working now. It actually takes more lights than you realize sometimes for these lives, especially if y'all really want to see what's going on in that. All right, and do that because the fans go grab that all of a sudden. Um, so I am excited about that. Holiday quilting bee, guys, don't forget about the holiday quilting bee. And I do have a few of the unfurled to give away. So unfurled is the quilt that we will be using and doing for the holiday quilting bee. And I've got a few of those to give away, and I will do that in just a few minutes once once I get switched over to Nightbot, I didn't even think about it, and I'm not sure that I have. So I am actually using my new computer. So I'm not sure. Oh yeah, see if it does find not Nightbot for me, because sometimes these new computers can be in a mood. All right, so select a provider to sign in with. Okay, I already did that, guys. Come on. All right. I was planning on doing some giveaways. We'll have to see. I didn't think about needing to possibly use my old. There it is. All right. So, yes, we'll be able to get some giveaways in just a few minutes. We'll work on those. What else is going on? So, the holiday quilting bee, guys, it's hard to believe, but we're at the holiday quilting bee for Veterans Day. Right behind that, we will be doing Thanksgiving. And right behind that, we will be doing Christmas Day. We will not be doing New Year's Eve. We did not do a New Year's Eve last year, and we'll not be doing that this year because we will be doing the New Year's Eve retreat. We've sold all but a couple of seats now, so very excited about how well that is shaping up. We did decide to give one seat away. So if you are going to be or would like to be in the Phoenix area for New Year's Eve and attend the retreat, we are giving one spot away. It has no cash value, all that legal stuff, right? It's non transferable. You can't use it for a different retreat. It is for the New Year's Eve retreat itself. But if you would like to be entered into that drawing and would know that you're going to be here and be able to use it, because if you're not going to be able to be committed and know that you could be here to do it, please don't sign up and possibly take it away from somebody else that could have been. But that said, it is New Year's Eve through January 4th. Meals are provided, brunch and dinners and blah, 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 free projects. So you get the whole experience. You just get the one spot for free because it's something my partner and I decided we could do. And if you're interested, we will do the drawing at the end of um, the live on November 11th for the holiday quilting bee. So that will be the final drawing that day. And to sign up, just send me an email scrolling at the bottom, john@guyscraft2.com, that you would like to be entered into that drawing. And we are printing those names out. We'll have them in a big hat, bowl, or something, and draw the winner for that spot. So kind of excited that we are in a position where we're able to do that. It helps us fill the last couple of spots, and at the same time, gives us the experience, right, of getting a good retreat under our belt and ready for 2026. Right, we've got 4 or 5 planned. We've got got a men's retreat in May. We've got Christmas in July, Fall Frenzy over Labor Day weekend. Then we're actually doing a Thanksgiving retreat, and then New Year's Eve again. So if you don't have a lot of family or don't get to do a lot of things for Thanksgiving, we are planning to have a quilters retreat with a nice Thanksgiving meal in that, but just for everyone to be together and just do something that we enjoy and sharing, just being with this family, right? Um, Jackie says currently 87, way too hot for Halloween. Katrina says it's warm enough for the AC to be on. I've had to have ours AC on all afternoon. Brian says, open the drawer. We put a deposit on the truck. Yes, I can only imagine. Sad part is I've got more Tula Pink coming. I'm actually a little disappointed to look at all the gray works and all the stuff that's out and everyone's showing off. And yet I don't have my new Tula Pink yet. So hopefully soon that will ship, and because I am very anxious to get it and see what that looks like. Trina says, I have a quilt on the sofa ready to sandwich tomorrow, working on the autumn wishes from Missouri Star. 15 blocks left to embroider. How cool is that? I have got the one from Christmas Tree Lane or something, and I've got about half their applique blocks done. They were so adorable. And then I got caught up, right? I was like 5 months behind. And so I spent a weekend, did like all five of them, whatever. And now, it's just kind of hard to get motivated to set up, do one, and then wait the next month. So now I've got them all stacked up. So now I need to get those done so I can get those sewn together and build out my quilt for Christmas. I don't know that that's going to happen this Christmas, but we'll see if we can. What else? Right, says Katrina is always so productive. I would agree. She does seem to always be busy, 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 busy. I understand that. She says I try to stay busy, so I stay out of the kitchen. So get that. So resemble that remark. What else? Oh, Zaza says that's what EPP is for. I am getting into it. I have to say, I really enjoyed having Cole on, but I also enjoyed the project, the short project I did with him to learn paper piecing because I had never done that. And so now I'm kind of excited to start a bigger project. I definitely want to do his Christmas tree project. I have not started that yet. I've got it all printed. I have it all out. I just haven't taken the time to really kind of pull the fabrics for it. But then again, I was looking and had I found another gnome paper piecing project that looked a lot simpler, and it actually had Christmas trees and the gnomes with it. And so I ended up grabbing that off Etsy, and I was like, okay, so I think I am probably going to end up doing that as well. So, and then I've got all these to do, and I've got all of these to trim out. That's really the biggest thing left is I got to cut all these jump stitches. Should do it wide stitching, but a lot of days when I work from home, I can run back and forth, and because I can hear it stop, and I can run out long enough just to change the threads and start her back up, start him back up. That's Herbert over there. Who else? Oh, Janet says, "What are you doing for Veterans Day? I missed it. Not a problem. It is another Villa Rosa Designs pattern, of course. I am doing actually just the table runner, and it is called Unfurled. So you can get it for $2 from Villa Rosa. It is available both digital download or they'll mail you the hard card if you want. I like the cards. And at the end of the show, we'll give 3 away today, and I will get those in the mail this week for you all. So, so we'll see how that goes. Dasa says, "I'm looking forward to the new spring collection. It looks so pretty." Yeah, it's it's interesting to me some of the directions that um, Tula takes at times, and I start looking and seeing, so you honestly just kind of never know what direction, which way she's going. I mean, I like loud and out there in your face type fabrics and that. But she's had animals, and now she's got the sea life, right? The fish and that kind of, yeah. It's just, and then the gray works that she just put out. It's just, you have to give her credit because she doesn't just sit back and kind of repeat and push out the same thing all the time. She's putting a lot of different character, a lot of different things into it, which I appreciate. And I think that's what keeps her kind of fresh and keeps her engaged with her followers. I think there's a lot of people that are very loyal to Tula, and I think that's one of the reasons that folks are. Right. I hate when the points don't push out. Like, guys, I'm pushing right there. Did I really trim that close? No, there it comes. All right. Who else? Katie Crafts is here. Welcome in, Miss Katie Crafts. Thanks for being here this afternoon. She says sewing for patches for the Hobbit inspired quilted robe. Hey, I am really excited. I am waiting on my wholesale order, but we kind of become, we meaning me, because my partner already was a geek nerd. Um, Big Harry Potter fan. So he's kind of got me over the top. I think the poor guy just didn't realize that when he starts something, I just have to have it all. But anyways, Bernadette's is coming out with the Harry Potter line this fall. I think it ships next month. So next month is almost here, and I think it's 7 or 9 bolts of fabric. And of course, I bought all of those, so that will actually be in my Etsy store. We'll probably do some kits up, but I'm really, really excited to get that Harry Potter fabric and see what cool things we can create with that. Melissa Feldhouse is here. She runs with quilts. Welcome. Thank you for being here this afternoon. Jackie says, I get Tula for the grands and Lori Holt for me. You know what? I like a lot of Lori Holt's designs, and I like Cave, right? So, there's a lot of different ones out there. I have to say, if you came through and looked at the kits, the collections, the things that I have, I'm really all over the place. I like a lot of different things, and I like a lot of variety. So you don't see the same thing out of me over and over and over. Melissa says, love Harry Potter. I do too. I am so hoping in a couple of years that we'll be able to save and go to the Harry Potter World at Universal in Orlando. We'll have to see how that works out. The problem is, neither one of us get a huge amount of vacation. Then it means going across the country. And I want to be with the grandkids for a week at the beach every year. So, all of that just comes into play. But I would really like to go to Harry Potter World because now they have the 2 areas at Universal. I think that would be awesome to go and experience. I am just now finishing book 6 um, for Books on Tape, and I think we watched that movie. So I've got the last movie or so to watch. So we've watched all the movies. I bought the books. I'm on book 6 when it comes to the audio book because I listen to it the days I have to drive to the office because I've got about an hour commute. And then, so, I don't get to listen necessarily every day because I got to make a choice, right? Am I going to listen to Harry Potter or am I going to be on the YouTube? I really miss being on the YouTube. I've been trying to watch some of the projects and things that people are doing for Christmas. And even though I have most of my Christmas done, sewn, all of that, I still like to see what other people are doing. And if there's something simple enough, I might want to just hurry and get done as a last minute addition. He has not been on the long arm for probably a month. So at least, so we've got those to get done. I want to get those done because I want to be able to I've got one quilt that I want to show for Christmas. And so I need to get that one on the long arm and get it done so I can get it finished out in that. And then you will see that on someone's channel in the next few weeks. And so I need to get that done so I can get the binding and all that put together so I can release that. That's probably going to be my favorite quilt this year. So I'm anxious for him to get that stitched. And he'll get it done. It's just, unfortunately, poor guy's list is long because I just can't help myself. Look, Christmas calories don't count. I just think these turned out so cute. I think they're going to be so fun um, um, as little recognitions for the folks at work. Zaza says I'm very eclectic mix of fabrics. I think that's what keeps us fresh in that, right? I met with one of the ladies from Quilt Club. We went Friday and had coffee together. It was really nice to just be able to spend some one-on-one time with a member and talk about different things in that. But she's in the Modern Quilt Guild and some of the things, and I like some of the modern quilts. I like some of the very traditional quilts, and so I like a mix. My partner very much likes the geometric, right? He likes the angles and all of that. So probably doing more of those, or will be doing some more, and trying to get away from a lot of the straight stitching that I've been doing just to kind of get my skill up, right? Brian says, I have lots of colors, but I'm not a huge fan of neon. Some neon colors can be fun, but not too much. I agree. Sometimes I think neon just gets overpowering. I think it can be fun in the right thing in that, but then sometimes it's like, okay, well, that's just now it's just so bright that you don't really even get to see the pattern or get to enjoy what that was supposed to represent. Okay. Hate when these don't just turn. Right. Oh, Jackie says, are these designs from Juju? Actually, they are not. I ended up finding them on Etsy. Ended up buying them from a private seller on Etsy. I looked at Juju. There's two of them. Sweet Pea. I looked at Sweet Pea. I looked at Juju. I may have even looked at OESD. I ended up going to Etsy because I'll be honest, I wanted to be lazy because I wanted to get these done. And I didn't decide until this month to even start and do anything like this. And I needed to do a dozen. And so I wanted them to be all embroidery. So I did not want to do applique. So when I say I love this one that I did for me, what did I do with it? I really do like that, but see, it's applique, and I didn't want to get into all that work um, for doing a dozen of them. And so I ended up, it was hard to find what I thought was really cute, just embroidery designs. It's like, guys, really? Just want the embroidery designs. Melissa says I'm more of a earth tone person. I used to be too. I don't know what really got me into some of the wild stuff with Tula and that. I was always very much just earth tone, very conservative, very beige. Um, was like my favorite color. And I don't know, in the last few years, I have really gotten into all the brights, more shocking colors and styles. And it's just now what I like. And so that is where I'm chasing down more. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to find. Um, trying to find my razor. And the worst thing is, see, I knew I had it. The worst thing is, I know like I have things, but now I can't find it because this is the sewing desk that I had at the park home that we ended up bringing home. Um, so, and so because of that, I'm having to relearn where everything is. All right. Mama Chan said, "What? Whose embroidery is the mug rugs from that you are doing?" They were from Etsy, so I will need to go. I'd have to go back on Etsy and look. They weren't very expensive. I mean, I think I got 5 of them for like $12. And I will tell you a secret to Etsy: if you put something in your shopping cart and leave it for a day or so, a lot of times they'll send you a coupon to give you a little discount. Um, so I did. I think I paid like $12. I think they may have been 15. And of course, they were an instant download, but I just liked them because they stitched out so fast and easy. So that made such a big difference. So also says I need an embroidery machine. So I have both, right? I have the 10 needle that we're doing a lot of stuff on, and I was going to show you all, and I didn't bring it over, but I finally got the stitch file completed for Guys Craft 2. So we're actually doing um, custom embroidered shirts for us. So when I say us, for staff that'll be working at the retreats and that. And so I just wanted something a little bit different than just the big loud shirts. So I did finally get that stitch file completed. I think like Thursday I finally got it set the way I want it. It's funny. One of the things I tell people when they ask me about developing a logo, I tell them, think about how you want to use it, right? Do you want to use it? Um, do you want to just stitch it out? Do you want to do heat press? Do you want to do um, screen printing, all those different, because depending on how you want to use it really helps determine how much detail or the level of detail you're going to want in that design, because it all makes a difference. And I thought the Guy's Craft 2 logo was pretty simple, pretty big, pretty easy. And then when I started digitizing to put that embroidery file together, I found that, man, that took a whole big difference to get me there. Thus, or Brian says, yeah, my machine embroiders, but I would like to get one of those multi-needle machines. Yeah, it makes all the difference. I will say, guys, I had such a hard time with the single needle for a long time. Now, I did all of these on the single needle because to just stop and change threads and add fabrics, and especially if I was doing the applique one, to me, it's easier than doing it on the multi-needle. But I do like the multi-needle when I'm doing other designs and that. I've got a couple of Grinch designs that I just bought that I want to stitch out for me for Christmas, and so that'll get done on the multi-needle. The problem is we had the embroidery business, and um, I actually had a four-head machine and 15 needles. So each head had 15 needles, and there was four that could stitch in simultaneously. And so when you start loading, you start doing an order of 50, 75, or 100, and being able to stitch four at a time made a huge difference for us as far as just everything. And so I got used to having those multi needles and just sitting there and doing all the thread changes that come with the single needle. Just blew my mind. But it's what you get used to too. Hey, Alex, living with MS. Thanks for being here. Excited to have you on. Melissa says the Grinch. I love the Grinch. I have a big Grinch wreath. So see, that's what I need to hang behind me. I bought the Grinch wreath from Hallmark last year. It didn't turn out as cute as I thought it could have been, but I bought it anyways. And I do like it. I've got a 6-foot Grinch that stands on the front porch to welcome visitors during the holiday season. So we do a lot of Grinch. And I did find a really cute digitized Grinch file. I'll have to get it and show it to y'all maybe next week, but it says Grinch spelled out, but then all the letters are hollow, and inside the letter are, of course, Christmas lights, but then it's the little miniature Grinches and different things. She had done, so whoever digitized this really put some time in. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, once she digitized one small Grinch head, then she just copied and pasted right into the other letters and turned them and whatever. But this was a pretty good digitizer. She definitely knew what she was doing. I test stitched that the other day on the single needle. I'm actually going to put it on the multi needle, and that one I'm actually stitching on a T-shirt. I had originally planned to put it on a sweatshirt, but then after I saw it, I decided there was a different one that I have that I'm going to put on a sweatshirt for me. So, because it does get cold enough here that you'll definitely need sweatshirts. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, Delia, and everyone, she says, welcome in. Thanks for being here. That, I hope I didn't mispronounce that name. It was not on purpose. I didn't have my glasses on. So, I don't know. So it's been just a lot going on, a lot of things happening. I'm excited the holidays are getting here. Curious if drop in the chat, drop me a note this week. Over the next few weeks, what are some things that you would like to see over the holidays? So obviously we have the holiday quilting bee coming up. We have one for Thanksgiving coming up, things like that. But then trying to figure out what do I want to really work on. I will do some unboxing. So I did get Missouri Star quilt box. Yes. I did get the keepsake quilting box. Yes. I got that. I got a couple of, I think I have 3 boxes coming this year. So kind of excited about that. So we will be doing some unboxings. I did last year. I did not do Missouri Star Quilt every day. It just got to be too much from the year before. So what I did last year was I think I did an unboxing every Saturday. So however many days that was, what had not been opened or should have been opened up to that Saturday is what I opened and commented and talked about on the air. And yes, I know I was behind some other creators in that and what they were doing, and that's fine. I mean, some people still wanted to see what I thought or my reactions to whatever in that, and others I'm sure could care less because they'd already seen it on 4 other channels, and that works too. But it was just, it got to be too much work the year before when I was trying to do one every day. It was like, oh my gosh, I do not do Vlogmas for that reason. It just gets to be too much. But I will post all 3 of the boxes that I bought and what I have going on with those. So I'm kind of excited. I know people on the Missouri Star Quilt have already said that a lot of them have already gotten their boxes. um, I can't believe it just seems really early to already have your boxes, but I know they ship out. I think 2 years ago they said they sold 55,000 boxes. So I can't even imagine how many they're up to now. I had sworn after last year I was not buying their box again. Nothing against Jenny, nothing against Missouri Star Quilt or anything they were doing. I just felt like there was hand sewing, some other things in there, just enough. Did I think it was worth what I paid for it? Absolutely. Did I think it was a good value? Absolutely. Did I like a majority of the stuff that was in there? Yes. But I just was looking to maybe do something a little bit different. And then, yes, I'm one of those that got sucked in because I got the plates a few years ago, and each year they've given us a coffee cup to match the plate. And yes, I wanted the last coffee cup. And no, I didn't want to take a chance that I could buy it afterwards, and I just buy the coffee cup by itself on either from them or maybe on eBay or something. So I just went on and got the box again this year. We'll see how it goes this year and whether or not I get it again the next year. But Missouri Star Quilt does so much, and um, I'm not sure how much Jenny had to do with this year's box. I know a lot of that has to be planned out way in advance. But of course, she was gone for a while, and so I don't know what influence or how much she poured into the box, but we'll see. I'm anxious to see what they came up with this year, and always enjoy what they bring to the table. Oh my gosh, guys! All right, I want to see the HP unboxing. Yes, yes, me too. Oh, Katie says, I bought 2 different Rosa Holiday Your Way boxes for this year. See, I'll be excited. Katie and I need to do something joint at some point. So we got to get her back on her feet and functioning well. And then maybe after the first of the year, her and I can figure out something that would be fun for us to do together. Um, Zaza says, "My friend got one, opened it as soon as it arrived." Right, a lot of people do that, and it just ruins it for me, guys. So I did not. I won't open my box. I'll stick it over in the corner. I'm one of those. It's got to be when it's supposed to be, and I won't open since, like I said, last year I opened on I think Saturdays. I'll bring all 6, days out or whatever. I'll put them in order. I will not watch Missouri Star Quilt or anyone else during the week that talks about unboxing and that because I want it to be my opinion and my thoughts without any influence. And I don't know, it's just special to me, right? It's something, it's the what we call ho 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 to John, right? It's John's gift to John's self, and just kind of cool. All right, let's look. Let me go over and let's put what this is called unfurled. I am going to say see if I can get the giveaway going, guys. I can't believe we're 10 minutes before it's over. So let's get there. Um, oh, go back, go back. hmm Oh, keyword. Sorry, I missed. Missed word said keyword. Um, all right. So we're going to go with exclamation point flag. Exclamation point flag. FLAG. If you will put that in the chat, and we will do a drawing in about 3 minutes and see if we can't give 3 of these away. So if you plan to be on the holiday quilting bee, I will get those dropped in the mail to you this week. It is, it's called Unfurled. It is a table runner. It does finish out 11 inches by 58 inches. I actually got all of my fabrics cut this week for it. I kind of did a little reversal. So I am using this as my borders and sashings. I thought would really be cute. And then I'm using more of a red grunge to go with it. I am using white. I got to figure out what happened to my white because a couple of pieces turned pink. I have no idea what happened there. And then I couldn't find really what I wanted for the flag. And so I ended up buying this that was kind of reversed out. So again, exclamation point flag, FLAG, will get you entered. We'll give 3 of those away this week. Probably give a few away next week. And then if you watched this week, you know I just got a big wholesale order from Villa Rosa Design. And yes, I wish Villa Rosa did have ambassadors. But needless to say, I still like their designs for the cost in that and what is available. Talked to the nicest lady there, getting everything set up and going. So I have a lot of new designs to go into 2026 with. And we will continue to do some drawings and giveaways. And don't forget, we do the giveaways for the Holiday Quilting Bee. So plan to be at the Holiday Quilting Bee. You don't have to come and stay all day. You can stay for as long as you want. Jump in and out. We typically do drawings at the bottom and top of each hour. The only thing is I ask if you've won something that day, just don't, re-enter to win a second prize. And if you're overseas, you will probably end up with a gift card from Amazon instead of the actual prize, just based on shipping and that. For these, it's not so bad. I think it's like $1.85 to mail one of these overseas, and I'm fine with that. It's still under a couple of bucks. But some of the bigger gifts than that, when I get in and the way we have to box and do, so it's too much work. I don't understand all the paperwork. I only ship typically through the post office. Um, it's just not. I want to support all of our viewers um, across the channel, but it's just gets a little bit tougher for us, especially us home-based people. But anyways, we appreciate that. Look, Sean dropped in for the last few minutes. Thank you, Mr. Sean, for being here. I enjoyed watching you a little bit yesterday morning. I didn't get to do a lot of chatting, but I did get to see you, and you all seem to have, or yeah, yesterday morning. Gosh, seems like everyone did have a good time. All right, let's jump over to the giveaway. Exclamation point flag, and let's see who is winning the unfurled. Patterns. All right, first winner is Janet, MS Quilter, Miss Quilter 24. Congrats. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a member and subscribing and keeping us honest. If you would, my email's at the bottom of the scrolling across the bottom. It's John, John, at GuysCraft2. If you will send me an email with your address, I will get that stamped and out to you this week. Balloonist from Tucson. So Balloonist is the second winner for the pattern. So if you will do the same for me, and let's do one more. All right, Nightbox thinking about it. Jen, Miss Jen. So if you will send me your address, I will get that dropped in the mail and out to you this week. So again, John, John, at guyscraft2.com, and I will get those mailed out to you. If you're choosing to do the holiday quilting bee, amazing. If not, yeah, have a nice pattern to do at some point. Um, but thank you for being part of the YouTube family. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Oh, look, Janet says, "Oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm a 20-year Air Force veteran." So, Miss Janet, we thank you. We thank you for your service. And my son just, I think in April, starts his 19th year. So I think he's got 18 behind him and he's got two more coming on, and he is in the Air Force. So interesting enough. We've always been a Navy family, which is kind of interesting. And he came home one day, and because he had tried to go to college twice. Um, I think he made it to midterms the first time, and then the second time he only made it like 3 or 4 weeks because he only joined the community college because he found out he could play basketball, and then he found out the basketball team met at 5 a.m. or something, so that didn't work. So he ended up not doing that. He worked at Five Guys Burgers for a while and a couple of things, and he came home and announced to me one day that he was sick and tired of people telling him um, he was sick and tired of people telling him what to do, so he joined the Air Force. And I said, "God bless you, very proud of you. And you couldn't have found a better service to go into." And then he told me, and I signed up for 6 years. And I said, "Even better." So now I know what you're doing for the next 6 years. And at that point, you got to make 10 or 20 to make it count. So he's actually been very happy in the service. Service has been good to him overall. And in fact, he just graduated with his bachelor's degree in cyber security. And so the Air Force, of course, took care of all that. So we're a very proud Air Force dad and very proud Air Force family. So appreciate his service, but I appreciate yours and everyone else, right? All the men and women who sacrifice so much for us. And, all the crazy going on. I'm not getting into politics and that, but, just to think that our service folks give so much and they could possibly not get paid is just beyond me. I mean, how that is not considered essential, or somehow that you don't make that work, right? It's just beyond me. Politics get on my nerves. I don't get political. I won't get political. That's not what this channel is about. But it does bother me when it impacts um, the service. That's when I get really frustrated. Jackie says my son was in the Marines. Now he works at Honeywell. Right there, you go. So I'm anxious to see what he does. He's in Knoxville, Tennessee. He's been down there for I think a year and a half. He's got another year and a half or so to go. He plans to retire at 20 years. He plans to retire in Knoxville. He actually just bought a house down there and is getting all that situated. But he loves that Tennessee area. So interesting enough, he was born in Kentucky, grew up in South Carolina, Georgia, Virginia. Virginia is where he graduated high school. So he's very much that southeastern boy. But he likes Tennessee, and Tennessee is where he ended up. So I am very happy for him. I hope to be able to get out to see him next year, to see his new house and everything that he's got going on. So just very, very exciting. It's just an exciting time. So, guys, I appreciate you dropping in, letting me chat, letting me rattle on tonight. I do have an announcement coming this week. So, if you check the channel, you will see an announcement probably be posted Tuesday morning about something exciting, at least for me and my partner. Um, just so much going on in just this time of year, right? Holidays coming up on us very quick, and just so much to get ready for. Excited to be in the new studio, excited to get this finished out, but just love the way it is all coming together. So next week, hopefully, you'll see not Halloween quilts behind you, and you'll see either some fall quilts or Halloween quilts, but we'll get it figured out. And um, I think I said Halloween, but I meant Christmas. So either fall or Christmas behind us. We'll see how that works out. Um, Doubt I'll have Christmas shirts on yet, but we won't wait long because Hallmark's getting ready to start their movies, and I love me some Hallmark Christmas movies. So, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for being here this afternoon. And as always, until next time, happy crafting.